For 75 years, the Tax Institute has advocated for a better tax system, helped people connect, shared knowledge, educated young tax professionals, built a vibrant membership. Now it's time for the Tax Institute and the tax profession to prepare for the future, to inspire one another, to evolve a profession that continues to lead with the highest level of technical skills and ethics, that's ready for change, that embraces disruption, that innovates for clients. Let's shape a future that embraces a broader perspective for a dynamic, vibrant, sustainable tax community with extended reach. To evolve our skills, to be visionary and creative, to increase our knowledge of developments in technology, to answer the questions we haven't thought of yet. Starting today, together we build our next 75 years as the leading forum for Australia's tax community, committed to representing our members, shaping the future of the tax profession, the continuous improvement of the tax system. Starting today, we shape the tax profession of tomorrow.
I would like to acknowledge the Gumai Yinji peoples, traditional owners of the land from Cairns South, including Trinity Inlet, and to the Irukandji peoples, also known as the Saltwater people, traditional owners of the land from Cairns North and to Port Douglas. I also pay respect to their elders, both past and present, and extend that respect to other Indigenous Australians who are present. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's my privilege to open the 33rd National Convention of the Tax Institute by welcoming you here today to the City of Cairns and the Cairns Convention Centre. I would also like to welcome our members joining via live stream today. I am Tracey Rens, and I welcome you as President of the Tax Institute. As you will have already experienced since your arrival, Cairns is a vibrant tropical city that takes pride in its cultural heritage. It's a place where time seems to last a little bit longer than it does in the southern capitals where most of us have come from. This year is our 33rd. We also celebrate the Tax Institute's 75th anniversary. Since the Institute's establishment in 1943, Australia's tax system has changed dramatically, and the Tax Institute has evolved to meet the growing needs of the profession. For 75 years, we have advocated for a better tax system, helped people connect, shared knowledge, educated young professionals, and built a vibrant membership. We are now Australia's leading professional association and educator in tax. Our 12,000 members include tax professionals from commerce and industry, academia, government and public practice. Our tax community reach extends to over 40,000 Australian business leaders, tax professionals, government employees and students through the provision of knowledge and share and learning. We're also committed to propelling our members onto the global stage with over 6,500 members holding the Chartered Tax Advisor designation. I joined the Institute in 1995 at the beginning of my tax career because it was the thing to do. And I was encouraged to volunteer and become more active by senior members and my mentors. My involvement in volunteering began with the participation on the New South Wales Education Committee, which I ultimately chaired. I then served on New South Wales State Council and eventually National Council. The experience opened my eyes to what others in the tax profession do. Through the Institute, I've encountered many people I wouldn't have otherwise met. I've enjoyed working with them. We are different kinds of people from different backgrounds working in different practices, but it's given me an understanding of how diverse and impressive the tax profession is. As I reflect on my journey and the opportunities and support the Tax Institute has provided me, I ask you to reflect on what lies ahead for you in 2018 and beyond. The Tax Institute is primed to play an important role in shaping the future of the tax profession in Australia. Into the future, to an even greater degree, the Tax Institute will fulfil its responsibility of being the voice of our members and of the wider tax community. We have an obligation to monitor all change taking place in the tax environment and to communicate the potential implications on an ongoing basis to members and other stakeholders. Examples of such change include an increase in the complexity and breadth of issues and challenges that affect the profession, the impact of technology in automating tax compliance as an example, and with that, concurrent opportunities that come for tax practitioners to increase the quality and scope of their advisory offerings. There's been a significant increase in the demand for transparency, both in business, the economy, as well as the broader society. Other changes include the need for tax practitioners to work even more closely with other professionals to provide solutions for their clients, as well as the focus of revenue authorities on innovations associated with the ways that they interact with taxpayers, tax professionals, and the wider community. The Tax Institute also has an obligation to advocate strongly for appropriate future changes to the tax system based on informed feedback from our members. We therefore need to ensure that as the Institute as an organisation is ready to take on the responsibilities it will be required to assume in the years ahead. To this end, towards the end of 2017, our National Council and the executive team undertook a major strategic review. The review established a vision statement for us that articulates our identity, activities and purpose. It also identified 5 key strategic objectives that in a practical sense provide a roadmap that will enable us to fulfil the promise of our vision. The vision statement is as follows. The Tax Institute is the leading forum for the tax community in Australia. We are committed to representing our members, shaping the future of the tax profession and continuous improvement of the tax system for the benefit of all through the advancement of knowledge, support for members and advocacy. This sets out in a single clear statement who we are, the leading forum for the tax community in Australia, what we do, the advancement of knowledge, supporting members and advocacy, and why we do it, representing our members, shaping the future of the tax profession and continuous improvement of the tax system for the benefit of all. As I've mentioned, the review also identified 5 key strategic objectives, which are as follows. Firstly, in the area of governance, we will implement more effective governance systems, structures and procedures across all leadership, management and operational functions. These will be aligned with our vision, fit for purpose and benchmarked against appropriate measures. Through a continuous review process, they will deliver and support the Institute's objectives and purposes. In the area of membership, we will maximise tax community reach and will provide a great member experience. This will ensure the Institute is meaningful, valuable and relevant to the broad community, which will respect the Tax Institute brand and will look to our membership for knowledge and leadership. It will also ensure that we as members hold our membership in high regard and perceive the value of our membership as being greater than the cost. Thirdly, in the area of knowledge, we will help shape the future of the tax profession through the advancement of knowledge and will support members and the broader tax community at each stage of their career through the provision of lifelong learning. In the area of advocacy, we will identify areas for reform and will achieve policy objectives, drawing from our members' experience and our dedicated policy team. Lastly, in the area of people, we will support our employees and volunteers, attracting and developing talent ideally suited to shaping the future of the tax community, and will build a high-performing team and culture that embraces the highest levels of engagement, commitment and effectiveness. Our vision and strategic objectives reflect the Tax Institute's determination to play a central role in the future of the tax profession and in the future development of the Australian tax system. Already in recent months, we've launched a number of dynamic initiatives that will position us to meet the needs of specific practitioner segments in the present and for the future. These initiatives include the Women in Tax National Congress and website, the Young Practitioners Mentoring Program, and the Snapshot Series, a collection of easy-to-read reference cards that cover the fundamentals of a wide range of specialist tax practice areas. I am confident our momentum will accelerate even more from today here at the National Convention. This is the Tax Institute's premier annual event and provides a special opportunity for you to engage with some of the finest minds in the profession, hear innovative potential solutions to the many of the challenges that have vexed us during the year, but also contribute to the ongoing discussion about the future of tax in Australia and learn about some new issues that may not even be on your radar. And lastly, and very importantly, connect with some old and new colleagues in the profession. Key sessions throughout the convention will look at how practitioners have been working with recent changes in tax law and policy. Presenters from the ATO will offer their perspectives and provide guidance on the interpretation in the keynote sessions, being the ATO Roundtable and the Commissioner's Address. Closing out the convention will be Tony Slater QC, who will look at the future of tax and will ask, what's in it for you? The answer will be quite different to how we may have envisaged the future 20 or even just 10 years ago. You can expect outstanding technical content over the next 3 days, delivered around a range of activities that will enable you to network with your peers in a relaxed setting. I now take this opportunity to also recognise and acknowledge the contribution of so many in our community. I am incredibly honoured to serve as President for 2018, and I extend my thanks to National Council, the dedicated Institute team, and our members for your support. On behalf of my colleagues in National Council, the officers and staff, I take this opportunity to publicly acknowledge and thank every volunteer who contributes to the work of the Institute. National Council's next significant step this year will be the appointment of a new permanent CEO. And I would formally like to thank Noel Rowland, our previous CEO, for his contribution to the Institute over many years. I also thank Vince Lendrum, who has more than ably served as interim CEO in the past 5 months. I especially want to thank Matthew Pawson for his extraordinary efforts and leadership as immediate past president. His passion and dedication for the Institute and his tireless efforts and commitment in overseeing our strategic review will serve us well into the future. I'm sure Matthew will continue his involvement with the Institute for many years to come. In the context of today's proceedings, I thank the 2018 National Convention Organising Committee, and in particular my colleague Stuart Glasgow, who served as the Program Committee Chair this year. In addition, my deep appreciation goes out to the generous support of the sponsors of this convention who've provided us with wonderful support. They are Accountancy Insurance, HSBC, MYOB and Thomson Reuters. Most importantly, I thank each speaker at this National Convention. I appreciate the many hours you've spent preparing papers and presentations and delivering these over the next 3 days. This convention would be nothing without them. I'm also very pleased to congratulate the 2018 Tax Advisor of the Year Award finalists. These outstanding tax professionals will be introduced to you in person here tomorrow morning, and the winners will be announced at our gala dinner event tomorrow evening. Awards will be given in the categories of Chartered Tax Advisor of the Year, Corporate Tax Advisor of the Year, the SME Tax Advisor of the Year, and the Emerging Tax Star. The winner in the last category will also receive the Gordon Cooper Memorial Scholarship, which will entitle the Emerging Tax Star to participate in the Institute's Graduate Diploma of Applied Tax Law at no cost. Following Gordon's untimely passing last year, National Council considered a number of proposals to establish a fitting tribute to one of the Institute's great contributors. Gordon was, as most members know, passionate about tax education and the role of guiding and mentoring young tax professionals in the early stages of their careers. With the blessing of Gordon's family, the Tax Institute is very pleased to name this scholarship in Gordon's honour as an enduring legacy into the future. With that, I trust you will all thoroughly enjoy the technical and social programs prepared for the Tax Institute's 33rd National Convention here in Cairns. I look forward to meeting many of you and hearing about your experiences. Thank you for supporting the Institute by your presence, and I now declare the convention officially open. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.